Welcome back to the VQ build, y'all. This video was going to start a whole lot different before I got to this point, but basically I had to restart, and I'm going to show y'all why. Gonna be waiting for more parts to come, but it ain't nothing too big. But at the time, to me it was big, but I basically got it all figured out now. So I have to basically get an ARP head bolt set. I had broke one of the head bolts, torquing it down, and long story short, what happened was there was oil in some of these holes, and I needed to basically, I guess I didn't clean those out, so I'm going to get a whole bunch of parts cleaner, clean those out, and I'm going to be waiting for those. Hopefully they'll get here in time before I'm done recording this video. I did pay for 2-day shipping for them. They're coming from Z1 Motorsports, so I ordered that, oil galley gaskets, and there was one more thing that I ordered. I forget. Oh, and I had ordered a new one extra cylinder head gasket. Now, here's the cylinder head gasket right here that I started to torque down, but I don't know. I started to torque it down. I don't know if it's going to still be good or not. Like I said, one of the bolts broke. It was the corner one, and I don't know if this is still usable or not. So that's the only reason why I got one, just in case. I'm going to figure out if it's still usable or not. But if not, then I bet good thing I got the new one. If it is, I have a spare if anything else were to occur for me building this. But I'm going to clean this up again with brake parts cleaner. I'm not going to do any oil or anything. But in this video, y'all going to see me put the lower oil pan on, rear timing cover, cylinder heads, the timing. I'm also planning on throwing the exhaust on the car, because that's just to, get it out of the way in here, because it's taking up space. So if I at least get that on the car, that's one less thing I have to do when it's time to put the engine in which I'm only going to put it all the way up to the part where the Y pipe needs to be put on. I'm not going to put the Y pipe on because that could interfere with me putting the transmission in. And I know before I even when I took the engine out, the only thing I had in there was just basically this cat back pipe all the way to the back, basically from the Y pipe on back. That's all I had in there, and I didn't have any issues. The exhaust wasn't in my way, but I know having a Y pipe would ensure I have even more clearance with putting everything back in there. But yeah, we're going to throw this Megan Racing OERS exhaust on the G35, and I'm going to be also going to get lower plenum tomorrow. We're going to travel to one of my favorite parts yards. Hopefully they have a few G35s there still. They were when I last went. Hopefully they're still there. I'm going to pull an entire plenum, bring that back, because as y'all know, I need the lower portion. But an entire plenum is only 20 bucks, so why not get the whole thing and have the spare parts? I'm going to leave the throttle body there because I don't need a throttle body. If I do go with a new throttle body, it'll be the 95, or no, I forget I forget how many millimeters it is. It's only like 3 millimeters bigger than the stock one, but that's the throttle body that I would run if I were to change it. But I don't have any plans of changing it right now. But that's where I'm at with this. I have to wait for the ARP stuff to get here. Those galley gaskets for sure. I had to wait till those get here, because y'all know that is like one crucial part that fails on these VQ engines, other than the rod bearings and all that. But I have high hopes of this thing running when it comes back to life, man. But we go through one thing. If it's not one thing, it's another with this engine. But we living and we're learning. So that means the next time I go to do this, I know what to do, I know what to look for, and all of that type of stuff when I'm putting stuff together, or putting it all together. So I know to make sure, for instance, keeping these bolt holes clean. This is the first engine I'm rebuilding, guys, so bear with me. I might not be doing everything correctly, but hey, I'm learning as I'm going. But here's the upper oil pan. That thing is super clean. This is me just scrubbing it with Purple Power degreaser and a little bit of brake clean, but I cleaned the inside of it too. Not nothing too, I didn't go too crazy on it because, like I said, I didn't have no. I had to do elbow grease on this thing, but I'm gonna be putting that on. Cylinder heads on. We're gonna be hopefully getting it all the way up to the point where it's going to be ready for me to get the put the engine back in. But in order for me to put the engine back in, I still have to get some type of downpipe, and I still have to get a radiator for this. And I plan on running a three-row radiator, but we'll get to that point when I get there. But for now, let's focus on rebuilding this, and I'm going to stop. Alright, I got the engine all flipped over now, guys. What I'm going to do, I don't have no parts cleaner right now, so I'm about to go get some here in a second. And I want to spray and clean, make sure there's no oil. As y'all see, this is from me like drizzling oil and stuff on here, you know. Can't have nothing rusting. So I come out here and I drizzle oil on this stuff like twice a week to keep things lubricated, and I also turn the engine. But I'm going to clean up all this oil spillage that y'all see around basically where the upper oil pan would meet the block at. I have some gasket sealer. I'm probably going to need more than what I need, so I'm probably going to grab one of those while I'm down at AutoZone as well. I'm going to grab that. We're going to clean this up, and y'all know the first part that I need to put on is this is like the oil tray for the upper oil pan. This helps keeps oil, I guess, up here, help keep the oil flinging around up here. But gotta put this on first, and then we're gonna clean this stuff up and then throw the upper oil pan on. I can't wait to see how this thing's gonna start coming back together like an engine. I do have the rear timing cover sitting in here, actually in the G. Yeah, I have it sitting right here. I cleaned this up. It's not too clean. Like I said, I've been doing all this with my hands, and that's what the back is looking like. This is what the inside is looking like. I'm waiting for the oil galley gaskets to come so I can replace those, and it comes with new hardware because that's coming from Z1 Motorsports. I ordered like the $43 package deal that they had. So upper and lower gaskets with all hardware is going to be coming. So I'm just waiting for that to get here. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on cleaning the gasket material off of this. It's sitting in here because I didn't have nowhere to sit this and the screws. So the screws for it are sitting in a cup holder in here. But yep, this is where we're at with it. But I think, guys, to get some things done and out of the way before I leave, I'm probably just going to start working on putting this exhaust on here because I don't need anything to put that on. I just need the tools that I already have. So about to jack this car up, and we're about to throw this exhaust on here and see how it looks on here. Alright guys, as y'all know, I got the Megan Racing OE RS exhaust. This is what the muffler look like. I'm about to take it out the wrap here in a second, but this is pretty much what it looks like. And then that's the pipe that goes from the Y pipe all the way back to the muffler. It does not have a resonator on it, so it should sound pretty loud. Can't wait to hear how it sounds once I get the engine on. But I'm about to work on just getting this muffler on for now, and then I'm kind of in a pinch for time, so hopefully I'll get that on. If not, I'll just do that tomorrow when I come from the junkyard. But about to work on getting this muffler on. Alright guys, as I'm putting this exhaust on, I'm noticing I have the incorrect exhaust hangers on here, and that's what was already on the car. I need like one that's back here, over here, but I don't know what kind that is. So I'm going to order a new exhaust hanger, put that up there, and I should be able to hook this on. But right now I have it just, you know, sitting on this part of the rear bumper. I'm going to get out and kind of see how it's going to sit, but whenever that comes in the mail, of course it's going to sit 100% the correct way. But so far so good, so time to see what it's going to look like. Alright guys, and I know it's hanging, but just how it's looking right there, I already like how that's going to look sitting on there. I can just imagine, you know, once it sits up there the way it needs to be, which is basically something like that. I like that it says Megan Racing on the side, so that's definitely like one of those things, attention to detail, that I like. So, but mufflers on there. I may be able to put this straight pipe section in, and if I get that in, hopefully all the correct exhaust hangers should be there. I don't think I should have a problem with putting this mid section in, but I'm going to try to get that in. And Alright guys, as y'all see, I have the exhaust completely, the straight pipe, muffler. I will have to do something about the rear hanger back here for the muffler, but for the most part, everything is on. I do need to tighten this joint up right here, but other than that, gasket's there. Just need to tighten that up. Do something about a hanger back here, which really ain't gonna take me less than, I'm just gonna run a bolt through the hanger and it should hold it up. But other than that guys, it's on there and it's looking good. This is again the Megan Racing OE RS exhaust. I can't wait to hear how this sounds. But alright guys, I got the exhaust completely up there. I did do something about that hanger. I will get under here and show y'all it. Now I do have to tighten it. I just got it hand tightened on there to make sure it will work. Let me see if I can get it on here. So I know this is probably ghetto, but let me see. I can't really get it, all this stuff in the way down here, but right above, that bolt right there, y'all see? That basically goes through the hanger, and it's with a big washer on the other side, and that basically was holding it. And I'm moving it, as y'all see, and it's going to hold. I think it's definitely going to hold. I just had to tighten it up, so I'm going to tighten it up real fast off camera. Alright guys, this is everything that came in the mail for the G35 that I got today. I have these plenum spacer hardware from Z-Spec Designs. Got a sticker from them too, so I love stickers. I definitely love it when companies send stickers, because like I put one on my little battery over here, the Megan Racing one, but I got another one, but I'm going to put this sticker somewhere in here. But this is the hardware right here. I'm actually about to take it out the bag because I want to show y'all. I think this color should also match the color of the wheels, so we're about to go try to compare those real quick. Alright guys, here go one of the, I believe this is like a washer or like a gasket for the plenum hardware. This is just plenum spacer hardware because, as y'all know, I'm going to be running the plenum spacer that I had on before again. Instead of running, I wanted to run a Kinetics Velocity V plus intake, the chrome intake manifold, if I'm getting that correct. That's the one that I did want to run, but I just said I'll just use my spacer because I looked up and seen you really don't get no power gains. You actually lose some power. NA guys put that they lost power actually using that over the original plenum with a spacer. So, but I got new hardware, new screws with these washers or whatever they are, but I want to show y'all. I think these should match the wheels, so let me see. These is pretty dirty. I have not washed these in over a year. They're pretty sun soaked too, so these might need a coat of paint. But as y'all see, that's, I mean, this, of course this is new, but these wheels, they haven't been, I ain't gonna lie guys, I haven't been taking care of these wheels on here, so I'm gonna try to get some paint that closely matches these to repaint the wheels and fix all the rash and all of that on these wheels. But all of that's for a different video. But I just wanted to show y'all this because I'm going to try to match the entire car to the wheels. But let me put this back so I don't lose it. But yeah, I have that. And hold on, let me close this up real quick guys. Also got, as y'all see, Z1 Motorsports box. We about to open this up and see everything that I got in here. Show y'all everything that I got. This was the there should be ARP hardware, the oil galley gaskets, and also the a head gasket that I was telling y'all before earlier in the video. I should have grabbed a knife or something, but hey, we get it done with our hands. Getting it done with our hands. Almost got this box open. Hold up. Bear with me, y'all. Opened up. Let's see what's on top. Head gasket. Right here for the right hand side. This is the one that I told y'all that I'm going to be using. So it is Nissan part. So there's the part number if y'all need the cylinder head gasket on the right hand side. But here we go right here. We have that. Oil galley gaskets. There's 2 sets in here. And the only reason is I accidentally ordered 2 sets because one of them should also come with some hardware. I'm going to look in this box. There should be some hardware. But there's the oil galley gaskets, ARP hardware for the heads, and I want to set that back there. Looks like the hardware for those galley gaskets are right here, so we're gonna be able to get those galley gaskets on, get these ARP studs on here, and continue on with the engine build. Y'all just keep on chugging along through until we get to a hiccup. I'm hoping for no more hiccups, so I'm going to really take my time with putting this stuff back together. But like I said, I'm about to clean this off and get this ready to be mounted on here. Prepare the rear timing cover, oil pan, and all that to go on here. And I'm waiting one more day for the thread chaser to come so I can chase the threads for the heads, and then I'll put the heads on. But in the meantime, I have all that other stuff that I can do. Alright guys, I got that gasket all cleaned off of here. My advice to anybody that's doing this: razor and brake clean. That's really all you need. You don't want to use any try to soap or anything on this. But all I did was just scrape away with this little scraper razor that I bought for like $2 a few years ago. And this is what I use pretty much to scrape any adhesives or gaskets off of materials. But that's what I used. And yeah, that's pretty much all you're gonna need. Some brake clean and a scraper. Trust me, it's gonna take a long time, but you gotta just trust the process and it'll all come off at some point. But it will take a long time. So I will say, whenever you do this, make sure you got time, because just scraping the gasket off takes a long time. But let me go grab the lower part. I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. I'm going to do that off camera because of how long it takes. And then once it's done, we'll be throwing the gaskets and everything on the timing cover, and hopefully throwing the timing cover on the engine. Alright guys, got the rear timing cover in here. Got to take this off. I took all the screws out already. And this surface looks to be clean. I had to wipe it up. Just like how when I took that one off, it wasn't really too much. The gasket pretty much stuck to this. So I'm about to get ready to start cleaning this like I did the other one. Shouldn't take me as long because this isn't as big as the other one. But I'm going to wipe this out, clean this out real fast, hit it with some brake clean, and then clean this off, and then get ready to throw these galley gaskets on here. Got the oil galleries clean now, guys. Both of them, the upper and the lower one. This one didn't take me as long as it did take it for me to do this one, but that's because I pretty much already knew my plan of attack and all of that. So, but they're both clean. I'm about to put the rear timing cover up here. I'm going to slap these together, get ready to slap this rear timing cover onto the engine block, and then put the upper oil pan on the block as well. And like I said, I'm still waiting on the thread chaser to be able to chase the threads and start throwing that ARP hardware in. So still waiting on that, but in the meantime, this is what we're going to be doing. guys, as y'all seen, I only got these gasket covers just finger tight for now until I get this cover thrown on the block. But I'm going to turn this around, going to read the manual and make sure I put all the O-rings and all RTV gasket sealer everywhere it needs to be before I even think about putting this on the block, because I don't want to have to mess this up and do it twice. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to be okay with putting this on the block. Alright guys, as y'all see, I have the rear timing cover on here. Now I didn't put no RTV up here where the heads will go, but I think that'll be just fine for now, because literally it doesn't need to be no RTV on there until I put the heads and everything up there. So when I put the heads on, then I'll put RTV on here. But now I'm about to start putting this hardware in, and I'm trying to figure out where this hardware goes, because I pretty much sorted out all the bolts right here. There's some short ones and some long ones. I'm going to say I think the short ones should be the ones that go straight into like these shallow areas, and the longer ones should be for the longer areas. So I'm going to try to at least get them all in their spots, and then we're going to basically hand tighten them and then see what the torque sequence and specifications are, and torque these down. So let me figure all that stuff out real quick. Alright guys, I got all the bolts into the block, and it looks like the longer bolts are what go in the block and the shorter ones are what go in the head. Hopefully that's the correct order. I'm really hoping I don't have to take this off and redo this, but I got all the bolts in the block right now, and I pretty much just have to do the head whenever I get the heads on there, when the thread chaser gets here for me to do that. But I'm going to work on torquing down these galley covers, and I'm going to work on torquing down just bolts 1 through 7 on this, or 1 through 10 on this rear timing cover, in which that has to be, these had to be torqued down to 108 inch-pounds, which is 9 pound-feet of torque, and I had to see what these are need to be tightened to. So I'll let y'all know that once I figure that out. Alright, I got my little torque adapter here, about to set it up for 9 foot-pounds. There we go, 9 foot-pounds, and now it's time to torque down this rear timing cover. Alright guys, this is the torque sequence right here for the rear timing cover, but I'm only going to be doing bolts 1 through 10, because everything after 10 are just the two heads. So I'm only going to be doing bolts 1 through 10 for now. And I need to look in here and see where I can find the oil gallery gasket torque specification. So give me a second, I'm about to find that right now. Alright guys, I got this gallery gasket and rear timing cover all tightened down to the block. There was no information I could find online on these new hardware, not even on Z1's website, and not even nothing in the service manual to even figure out what they're supposed to be tightened down. And actually reading the service manual, it says that these aren't excuse me, says that these actually aren't supposed to be serviced, which is beyond me, because this is one of the main things that go out on these Nissans. So, but I just torqued them down to 7 foot-pounds, because I know this is only going into aluminum. It doesn't need to be crazy or none of that, but I just got them down to 7 foot-pounds, and the manual calls for, like I said, 9 foot-pounds for this. So we should be doing good now, guys. Right now, what I'm about to do, flip it over and get ready to throw that tray on, and then also throw the lower oil pan on. Alright now, guys, before we move on to putting the upper oil pan on, I do want to show y'all the odds and ends that I've done right now. So I've put the, as y'all see, the rev up oil pump. I have the oil strainer on. This oil tray, I just hit it with brake clean for now because I don't think it really needs to be scrubbed down. It's not going to be seen or anything, but everything's torqued down to what to my knowledge and to what this book is telling me to torque it down to. So right now, and I also put the rear main seal on. This is a brand new one from Nissan. I don't think I showed y'all that, but I think if I find the wrapper, I'll show y'all the OEM part number. I'm pretty sure I did show y'all that, but yeah, we have that on. Now I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call it quits for today, and then tomorrow we'll probably wrap this video up. We'll put in this upper oil pan on and crank sprocket, and then I'm pretty much gonna go in detail what my next moves are on this engine. Alright guys, I'm about to RTV the top of this upper oil pan, and unfortunately after I'm done doing that and attaching the oil pan to there, I'm going to have to wrap the video up because I'm almost running out of storage space for the amount of time that I've been recording for. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, RTV this. We're going to throw it up top or throw it on the bottom of the engine, see how everything looks all together, and then part 3 we'll be throwing heads and the timing chain together. So stay tuned for part 3, guys. Let me get this on and we'll be seeing it all together. Alright guys, I'm about to tighten down all the bolts. I got them all hand in, all except for the 2 that go to the front timing cover, as y'all know, which is bolt 15 and 16, which are the last 2 that need to be tightened in sequence anyway, so that helps out. So I'm going to work on torquing these down in the correct sequence, and the torque specifications is for 13 foot-pounds. And over here, wrong page, right here, this is the torque sequence when you tighten up this upper oil pan. So that's the sequence that I'm about to follow and torque this down. Alright guys, as y'all see, I got that upper oil pan on there. It's starting to look like an engine more and more that I keep putting my hands on this block, guys, more and more. So stay tuned for part 3, where we're going to be putting on the heads and the timing and water pump and everything else, pretty much all the way up till it's time for me to put the plenum back on. So like I always say, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 3.